Probably more likely to step on a syringe over here.
Can you hear the monkeys from the zoo?
Why do I gotta come all the way down here?
Police patrolling.
Waikiki has the highest per capita.
A lot of houselessness right here too.
This is you.
This is me, and then that's you over there.
Okay, my turn to be positive.
Okay.
So one of the things about town, one of the pros, one of the positives about Honolulu is you can bougie it up. You can get bougie. There's that like Wagyu.
I just went there.
Did you go?
For our
It's
anniversary,
like
we went.
Handako do
Yeah,
something.
even when I was there, I was like, what is the name of this? But that place is fantastic.
It's like one of those Korean barbecue, cook in the middle type things.
Except,
but it's like grade 5
it's like
Wagyu.
everything in there has been flown in from Japan within 3 days.
You have all of these higher end restaurants.
Some booze.
Whole Foods, Ala Moana, Beach Park, and run and jog and take a swim in the ocean.
Brand new construction buildings.
Brand new construction. Everything's clean in here. Like the streets are just.
What? Get an L&L cup on the ground right there. I'll go grab from the bottom.
All the team members have their role, play an important part. I'm not about picking up the trash. Mahe just got to it first because she wants to act like she's better than me. Over there, everything's clean.
On this side.
You have newer buildings behind us. I.O., A'ali'i. We might have a listing in there. Hit us up if you're interested in that. But you can just bouge it up is my point. But you can come over here and you can get a little gritty too.
There's a Quonset hut here.
If you're not from Hawaii, you're like, Quonset hut, what is that? Have you ever watched like MASH or one of those war movies? Like these Quonset hut things are like circa World War II. It's like Hawaii's version of like a mobile home trailer type of thing. Remember the Waianae video, Kenji called it Kamaboko house? So it's like the Japanese fish cake. But anyways.
Kamaboko house? That's good.
That's good, yeah.
That's good.
Bring up a picture of a Kamaboko, pink and white all day.
Gotta have the wood slab on the bottom or it doesn't count.
Gotta have the foundation. But my point is, we can bouge it up and put on a little tie if you want to and long sleeve. Or ladies, you can get your nicer bag out and red bottoms and do the whole thing over here in War. You can also be over here and go to your gym, get your car fixed, or get some tacos. Town is all of those things.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say negative to that?
So, very cool to have the dichotomy of the two things. But from like a real estate standpoint, when you have both of those things in such close proximity, I'm buying a brand new condo, brand new construction, and my view is this. Where you are in that building.
We help our clients get that view.
If that's what they want, but if you want a lower price point and it doesn't matter to you, the view, then that's what you're gonna do, right? I love Ward because it's a master plan community, 60 acres, it has borders, it's private property, but just outside of it is not. So you can only control what's coming up around you and what's happening around you if you're within sort of the interior part of Ward. But when you're this close to just the other side, maybe this is your view. Maybe they cannot tell the guy over there to move along if he's got his shopping cart or something. Maybe you're gonna have a little bit of opala, a little bit of trash on the side. The riffraff from the tattoo shops. Very cool to have both options, but not everybody wants those options. Some people want to be elevated the whole time, and depending on where you're at, you're not gonna achieve that.
If you're interested in anything, Hawaii real estate, or even have a mainland real estate need that you need a referral for, go to coreteamhawaii.com, go to the very bottom of the page, fill out the contact information, and my assistant will reach out, or I will reach out as soon as possible. We'll do a bonus to my bouge and grit. Some of the most elevated condos in all of the Pacific Ocean, right behind us. Ocean view, park view. You could go surf, you could go run, you could go swim right here.
We also saw like police patrolling and all, like a lot of houselessness right here too. So again, to the point from before, you could have a $10 million condo and 250 feet away from you.
There's actually one on the market, I think, for like $8 million. Police being around could be
That's not a bad
good
thing.
thing.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
But to your point, why they always got to be there, because there are people without homes that make this home. Actually, not just Hawaii, but right here is probably the best place in the world,
Public showers, bathrooms, the ocean right here.
I'll wait till we get to your nicer area before I rain on her parade.
So one of my favorite things about Honolulu and being in this area is the beaches.
I'm not seeing how this was any better than Ala Moana Beach Park. They get different sand on different days.
This is Kaimana Beach. I spent a lot of time here in high school when I was younger, with my girlfriends, hanging out over here. All along this coast during the summer, it's my favorite place to be. And you cannot argue with that. You are not going to get an experience like surfing in Waikiki. Like, yes, North Shore waves are the best in the world, arguably. But when you're out on the water and you're surfing a beautiful long
best
left.
for what? Because these waves are better than the North Shore for what they are. Like,
yeah.
For longboarding.
For like a nice long left, and you have the sun coming up in the background. You have diamond head views while you're surfing. There's just like nothing like
Chicken
it,
skin?
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like a completely magical experience
Yeah.
that changes everything for you.
Well, my job is not to affirm that.
But you just got chicken skin,
My
so
job is to,
affirmed.
yeah, there's something special about Waikiki for me, more so in the morning. Being in the water, my dad waiting, talking story with the beach boys. I come in starving, dehydrated, get a Portuguese sausage, eggs and rice plate. That spirit of Waikiki in the morning, that birth, it's beautiful. On the negative side, it's probably one of the more dangerous parts of the island. In the nighttime, like when I said it in one of my other videos, when we took Duke here for the first time and like in the evening, and he was young, he's like 5 years old or something. He's like, Daddy, he's like, why does this village have bad people? That's in the evening in Waikiki, right?
Yeah.
A lot of buildings are old, special assessments coming forward, leaseholds, which people should stay away from in real estate. Like, you know, I can go negative on Waikiki too.
If you're looking out for the right buildings and if you're watching out for the things you should be watching out for, like the quintessential Hawaii postcard experience, surfboard racks on the sides of all the buildings because that's just how close you are to the ocean. Ride my bike into Waikiki.
You couldn't.
Do whatever I want. It's just you can't beat that.
I know how coordinated you aren't.
Correct.
You couldn't ride bike with this wind. You would fall over.
I can. Well, heavy
In
bike.
terms of the same houselessness issues that you would have to deal with, you deal with them in Waikiki just as much as Ala Moana. You weren't trying to sell the proximal bouge. That was my job over there. You're trying to sell the
I'm trying to sell the
morning
proximal,
magic.
the proximal diamond head.
Astute point. Thank you for helping me be negative on the walk. Waikiki, guarantee, has the highest speedos per capita in Hawaii in the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe outside of Europe.
or Miami or something. But I don't think I'm that mad at it.
I am.
One time, or my dad's picking me up from Tongs, and we're coming around the corner, and there's an uncle digging weeds in like a thong Speedo. And if I never hear my dad yell so loud, like, oh! We're coming around the corner.
Back then wasn't like normalized.
No,
yeah.
but he's like digging weeds, catching a tan. Look at this
about
freaking
now?
glove on the ground over here. I'm not picking that one off. That's different from my L&L cup. This is what this beach offers. Diamond Head views, Kapiolani Park. This is our Central Park.
Yeah.
You're gonna see kids playing soccer. You're gonna see people running around the park. You're gonna have dogs playing in the field. You're gonna have people laying out blankets, having picnics, just enjoying this energy. Kaimana Beach Park. Kaimana means diamond. Kaimana Hila, Diamond Head. It's just different. So maybe the beach don't look so different from Ala Moana, but the energy, the experience is one of a kind.
I don't know what cons you can bring up about Kapiolani Park. It is what it is. Like, am I going to say, oh, it's in the city, so it's irritating? I mean, but again, I mentioned houselessness problems. Rather than a park in Mililani or Kailua, you probably more likely to step on a syringe over here.
Probably, or like a rubber glove.
Which we clean up the trash the other place. We're not doing it over here. I can't be negative. People know I was born on the mainland. When I came as a little kid, my cousin and I connected and loved each other. We're like 8 years old, 9 years old, whatever. And you might hear music from the shower. Maybe they got a Slaki festival going.
Yeah.
We're barbecuing my auntie, uncle guys, running around, go beach. This is special. I can't say anything bad about it.
I paddled and I went to school in town, and my canoe club was right there, and my mom worked in town. So for me, I have really good memories of being in this park, killing time with my parents because they had to get off of work.
Yeah.
And so we're laying out a blanket, we're eating a bag of lychee or something, right? Like throwing the pits at each other, just like killing time in Kapiolani Beach. But I got a picture with my mom, me and my mom like hugging onto each other, like.
So on my last positive, I was talking about you can kind of bouge it up and grit it up. If I want like really world-class oceanfront single family homes, I can go to the lesser known Gold Coast area. I can go Diamond Head, Wilhelmina, Sierra Drive, Nu'uanu, which is like the further ends of town, into the valley in Manoa, catch ocean views, catch valley vibes, Waikiki, condo. I can do all of that. In Honolulu, there's so many real estate options.
Yeah.
You can design a life that's, I don't own a car, I own a 4-wheel drive, I got ocean views, I live on the ocean. What are you gonna say negative?
Parking's like crazy, terrible.
Yeah.
If you have friends who are visitors, you probably don't have guest parking in these areas. It's street parking, it's limited street parking, it's meter parking.
So we are on the Gold Coast. As Mahi described it, these gingerbready houses. Like, you don't find this type of architecture. Look at the Diamond Head setting in the back. You just don't find this.
It's this little cluster of houses for me. These are my favorite.
Yeah, for sure.
It feels kind of like, I don't know, like Switzerland, German, like Dutch. It just feels like a bunch of gingerbread houses.
I was tasked at my job when I was like 21 to go drop off some ceiling fans. And it was one of these houses right here. I dropped off the ceiling fan. I was like, hey man, what is this? And he's like, you ever read that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? And I was like, I heard of it. He's like, this is the author. It was Robert Kiyosaki's house.
So this is the entryway to Tongs right here, over here, huh? Popular surf spot, Tongs, and it's cool because you can see right out there. You can,
Kind of its own pro and con in and of itself.
in and of itself.
In and of itself. Let's jump out. I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
Kapiolani Park is your pro.
Yes.
And I get it. It is a pro. I'm gonna retort
Okay.
with a con kind of for the island. Where can you go and get this much grass in one area? We're in Hawaii on an island. Should be everywhere.
Yeah.
Where else on this island can you go and get that much grass?
I can't think of anything.
I didn't want to prepare you for the question because I didn't want you to think. Because I cannot think of
I
something.
can't think of anything right. I mean,
Like Kualoa.
yeah, but that's like, doesn't
Like,
even count.
We were just driving through here and you said, oh, this is the barbecue, the picnic side. When we do these film sessions, I'm like, I want to come back tomorrow and barbecue.
Have
you
a
know?
barbecue.
So I was like, oh, I got to bring my family. But then I was like, why do I got to come all the way down here?
We just don't have expansive land where we'd have like this. Like, so people don't understand. Like, people see our properties are expensive. They don't understand why. It's like this, we don't have this everywhere.
Yeah.
We have, everything's built up everywhere.
Yeah.
Because we just have so little land here.
It's like where my dad lives in Tennessee. This is just like, okay, that's
Yeah.
someone's yard. We caught those vibes of like, oh, we should come back and barbecue here. Because living on Oahu, it's unique to
Yeah.
just be around this much green, yeah?
Yeah, it is.
Which is kind of sad.
Yeah, that's a con.
A lot of things we mentioned in this video are just city things that are not exclusive to Hawaii, but are a different brand
Yeah.
because it's Hawaii.
Yeah.
And on the positive side, there are these just little pockets of condos and places to live throughout Honolulu. And Pu'alei Circle is a less talked about, kind of underrated one.
You're on Diamond Head
This
pretty
is-
much. Like,
If it weren't called Pu'alei Circle, it'd probably be called like Diamond Head Circle.
yeah. I think all these buildings are like Diamond Head something.
Yeah, Diamond Head Garden, Diamond Head Ali'i. We're on Diamond Head, that's why, notice the slope. Mahi not taller than me. It's fitting that this is like backside of Kapiolani Park. Because when you barbecue on the front side of Kapiolani Park, a little chaotic. When
Yeah.
you barbecue on the backside, a little chill.
Yeah.
And that's where we are, you know.
I never thought about that, but that is true.
My greater point is that there are just pockets of condos where you can get in, where you fit in all throughout town. This is a special one. Could you say anything negative about this place?
Yes, it's very serene and peaceful, but I'm sure there's like tons of brap noises over here all the time.
What?
You know, like brap, like moped noises.
Speaking of the moped game.
Or motorcycles, mopeds. This is the one. This is a cute one.
This one?
Yeah. That's a Italy Vespa. This person has a Speedo.
Let me know in the comments. Setting myself up, sabotaging myself. Which one do you see me on?
I know.
And which one do you see Mahe on?
They picked this like Harley for me. And they go put you on this little, this one right here.
This is you,
This is me. And then that's you over there.
the Metro.
The Metro. Another thing too, I wouldn't even say this is like a huge con. If you are like maybe like me, who I'm not 21 years old and I don't need to be close to everything and I don't need to stumble home from, you know, going out to the club or a rum fire or something.
Yeah.
This is appealing to me. But if you want to be close, that's a far walk to get down to Waikiki.
Oh,
And
you Ubering.
You're gonna get an Uber.
You
Yeah.
Ubering. Or maybe bicycle, but
I don't think so.
are you talking nighttime, traversing Kapiolani Park? Most times you're gonna be fine. Might be a time where you're not.
I actually really like this area, so I'm struggling to find like cons for it.
There's also just some kind of shitty
There's
pockets of condos.
all
and
kind pockets.
3-story walk-ups that got special assessments that
Yeah.
you bought it 10 years ago. It's worth even less today than it was then. We have multiple of these problems we're solving for clients right
Yeah,
now.
like a thing to think about in real estate too. Like you see these like small cutesy walk-up type things, but also like how many units are there?
When you're one of 30 and there's $1 million thing or $2 million thing, it's a tough
Yeah.
pill to swallow. Additionally, we have high levels of poverty in Hawaii. We
Yeah.
have a weaker middle class than
Yeah.
Tennessee, where my dad lived. That being said, pockets of town can get, colorful.
Can get a little dicey. This is
little
not one
dicey.
of them. These are not cheap condos.
Kapiolani condos and Ward condos are to Ala Moana or are to Ward Avenue or are to, whatever those shoppings. Pu'alei is maybe less married to Waikiki as it is to like Montserrat.
Yeah, Montserrat, like
Yeah.
more Kapahulu, Montserrat.
Kapahulu.
Yeah, Kaimuki.
Kaimuki, really,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
Waikiki is people here
Can you hear the monkeys from the zoo?
You hear the monkeys?
I just heard the monkeys from the zoo. One con, you can hear the monkeys from the zoo.
Oh, wow. Waikiki has an energy and a feel. People are there 0 to blank days.
Yeah.
Kaimuki, Montserrat, still a little transitory, but they're
not
there more
really.
6 months.
Yeah.
To 6 months and on, yeah.
Yeah, I
So
feel
that
like-
gives a different vibe.
Yeah, and I feel like if we looked at the data, the owner occupancy rates are just going to be much higher on this side of town than they are right over here.
And just long-term renting, right? So
Or long-term renting, yeah.
I just think of like the 24-year-old girl who works at the coffee shop. She's here long enough to make friends.
Yes.
Kind of like your friends on Maui.
Yeah.
Those vibes, right?
Yeah,